Ashwagandha, aka Withania somnifera, is part of a family of supplements that we call the adaptogens. Others in that group are Bacopa monnieri, Rhodiola rosea, Panax ginseng, and they all tend to have some commonality. And one of those commonalities is their ability to benefit the cognitive function of the user. Mostly, an adaptogen can reduce anxiety and or stress and or fatigue in some way, both mentally and physically. Now, ashwagandha, which means smell of horse, because the herb actually has a really horsey smell, apparently, has been used in Indian Ayurvedic medicine for many, 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 many years. Traditionally, same as in Chinese medicine. And what's really interesting is that recently the West has sort of got hold of these things and started actually studying them for the effects that the Indian subcontinent has been saying exist for centuries. And whilst before we may have thought that all of these claims were hyped up or ridiculous because it's just kind of herbal medicine, well, it turns out that a lot of them are proving themselves to be very correct. Now, ashwagandha, and from a personal standpoint, this one's the chief amongst them because it seems to be able to do a lot of things for the human body. The principal benefit is stress and anxiety reduction, as I said. In fact, it can do both. If you've got a stressful job, then it's useful. If you're going to go to the gym and do an intense workout, it's useful. So that's why you'll find it in both, pre-workouts and sort of stress reduction supplements or nootropic supplements or cognitive function supplements. In fact, you'll find it in everything. You'll even find it in fat burners because it can improve your mood when you're going through the stress of a calorie restrictive diet. Now, it's got plenty of other benefits as well, and one of the more important ones, and one of the ones I like to focus on, is the performance enhancement potential. With ashwagandha, because it's an adaptogen, because it can reduce mental stress and physical stress, that means that it can reduce fatigue when you're within the exercise itself. But not only that, but ashwagandha looks like it can actually improve aerobic capacity in aerobic sports like cycling. They've tested it with cyclists in some clinical research, and it looks like it has a positive effect there. Early research also indicates that it can increase power output, although we've got to really test it with some pre-trained athletes before we can say what its absolute effect is with respect to resistance training. In addition to that, another study noted that there was some lean mass increases. Now, lean mass is the combination of your bone mass and your muscle mass, so it may either increase bone mineral density or muscle mass. Either one would be good. It doesn't reach statistical significance in the scientific study so far, but again, that's a single study, and there could be benefits either way. If there is a positive effect, it's, that'll be lapped up by bodybuilders anyway, regardless of how impressive the effect is. And it's actually in pre-workouts and muscle supplements for this reason. We all know that the supplement industry likes to grab any kind of positive effect it can out of the scientific studies, and that's what it's done. However, without getting too excited, we need some pre-trained and actually physically fit, real, maybe even professional or career athletes, because that's the real litmus test with these supplements is to see whether it enhances the performance of someone who is already at their peak fitness, because not many things do. Finally, with respect to performance, there's a small chance that ashwagandha can increase testosterone levels. Again, it's early days yet, and it might only be with respect to infertile men, but so we need more, tests on people with normal testosterone levels to see whether it actually boosts testosterone or not. But either way, another positive result. I mentioned that there was lots of effects that ashwagandha had, and that's what probably tips it tips the balance in favor of it against a lot of other supplements that are out there, because there's a few, iffy, maybe testosterone boosters or it boosts lean mass, does this and reduces stress, etc. But ashwagandha's got all these weird and wonderful extra benefits. It seems to be antidepressive, anti-cancer. It's got antioxidant capabilities. It can improve your cholesterol balance, maybe reduce blood sugar level if it spikes too high, improves your subjective well-being. That's just the kind of feeling of everything's okay. I feel good and in a positive mood. Can boost immunity, the production of hemoglobin in your blood. Might even reduce cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone. Can fight pain and possibly even help insomniacs to sleep. So that's a whole bunch of positives. And one of the ones which I hadn't, or the one I haven't mentioned yet, is it's really interesting to me. Is they've done a study on ashwagandha and its effects on social functioning, and it's been shown significantly to improve people's social functioning. So for all you shy people out there, it might be one of the best supplements you could ever buy. Anyway, moving on. Using ashwagandha is pretty easy. You'll find it in capsules. It's in powder form. It's either in the pre-workout powder, which you'd pour into water or whatever and mix it, or it's in supplement capsules. If it's in the latter, then it's usually going to be in a standardized dose. One of the more used ones in the industry is called KSM 66, and KSM 66 is actually sold itself as an ashwagandha extract. So wider supplement company would sell KSM 66 as their ashwagandha supplement, and you'll find that when you look on the label that it contains a standardized 5% of withanolides, which is the bioactive compound that's responsible for most of the benefits of ashwagandha. So look out for that. KSM 66 is a good one. If not, if you can't find that specific one, then just look out for 300 milligrams to 600 milligrams of another ashwagandha extract, but provided it's got a decent standardization within that description. So read my article anyway. It's all there in the ashwagandha dosage section, and go from there. If you can find a decent supplement, then I think you're really gonna benefit from this one. It's got no side effects of any note, certainly not dosages that I've discussed. And one of the key factors actually with adaptogens and those that we can class as nootropics in general is that they should never actually have any side effects, and they should only have positive effects, especially on the brain and mental functioning. So that's ashwagandha, Withania somnifera. It's one of my favorite supplements, especially herbal supplements. Use it all the time, and you'll definitely notice the difference if you live a stressful life or go to the gym and do intense exercise a lot. Thanks.